Hello again, everybody. I am here with a past client of mine, so a special guest, and her name is Nancy Mills. Her and her husband just recently went with me to sell a home, and we just closed on it this past week. And the transaction had its complications, let's just say it that way, and it's a few more than normal than what you normally see in a typical transaction. And so I wanted to bring her on board with me here today to help share some of those experiences about some of the positives and the worries and stresses that come along with the transaction, but yet how we got through them and got their house sold. So Nancy, I appreciate you coming out here tonight and
Thank you.
taking the time out of your busy schedule, because I know you're getting ready to move.
Yes.
And it
yes.
means a lot to me, you coming out here and participating in this. So
Glad to help.
I guess start off with what was your all's motivations to move? What made you make that decision?
Well, when we moved into the current home right now, our boys were 10, 11, 12 years old, and so we needed the space. Now they are 19 and 22, and we don't need that much space, so we're downsizing.
Downsizing. Now, did you guys you decided to buy a spec home?
Mm-hmm.
Now, versus going out and us looking for existing homes for you to buy, what was that decision maker for you guys to want to buy a spec home, which is a new construction?
That's right.
That was already built
Yes.
for sale?
My main thing is I didn't want to do anything to the home. We've lived in two different homes now where we paint or redo the bathroom or redo a kitchen. I'm at that age where I'm looking for my future, and I'm done.
Sure.
I'm done with that, so that's why we wanted to move into a spec home.
Oh, great. Well, great. Is it now? It's a ranch with a bonus room, right?
Well, it's 2 bedrooms upstairs,
bedrooms,
but that's
right.
for my husband because I don't want the stairs.
Man cave, right? So once we got your home listed, how long? I remember when it didn't take it long to sell. I mean, we had it sold pretty quick, right?
Yes. Actually, we put it on market at like 5 o'clock that night, one night. And by the time we went to bed, there was already 3 different people who wanted to go see it the next day, which blew us away because we thought, give us a good month or so, you know. So then that next day, they came through, they toured, and by that next afternoon, we had an offer.
Right. So it was. I mean, I remember it being like within a matter of 48 hours, we
Yeah.
had a deal struck and an
Absolutely.
agreement. We were to terms with an agreement. So
Absolutely.
right. So
Absolutely.
I guess with that first transaction, it had its ups. Well, it was an up and then it was a down.
Yes.
So,
it was an up for quite a long time.
So, long story short, the buyers decided to back out of the transaction. We hadn't gone through inspections or anything like that. It was really puzzling to us. So, explain to the viewers out there the emotions a seller would be going through in that situation whenever somebody backs out and we're battling over whether to get it back put on market and how to get that done and earnest money and all that. So
Yeah. Well, many different things happen. One, we have our other house that we're looking at, and we're telling these people, okay, give us a month, we're in. Well, that backed that up.
because they have to sell their current home to be able to purchase their new one.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So thank goodness they were fine with that, doing that for us. The inspection, there was an inspection that went through because then we went ahead and we fixed almost like 98% of everything that was on that inspection. And then it was 28 days, 30 days.
Right.
We already had
That's
our
right.
assigned date
Yeah.
to go sign.
Right.
And they said no. So when we had to put it back on market, we went from one day being on market to 34 days.
Yeah.
And that's what scared
Yeah.
the wazoo out of me. What
Right.
is other people going to think?
Right.
What was wrong with this house? What was bad with this house? And
Right, and thanks for the correction on that, because yes, we did get through inspections, and it was my mistake. But what the thing of it was is that we felt like we came to terms on inspection,
yeah, absolutely.
and
Yeah.
we were through that.
Yes.
And
yes.
just decided they didn't want the house for whatever reason after we had pretty well came to terms on,
Yeah.
on
I
everything.
think we had like
So,
a week and a half left before we were going to sign.
Yep. Yeah, it was about a week and a half before closing,
Yeah.
and thanks again for that correction.
Yeah.
But we got the repairs made.
Yes.
You know, we had some electrical items. We got all those made. We fixed about everything on that summary sheet.
Absolutely.
And the summary sheet is, you know, the action items that an inspector will call out as the critical items on his report. And one of them was a roof.
Yeah.
You know, he was saying the roof, and I was like, okay, well, we've got to disclose this now because we've got to disclose it to the new buyers. So
Right.
I remember I uploaded the inspection report up on the MLS so that way it would all be disclosed, and
Right.
then we let them know everything that we fixed. And luckily enough, we were able to get your insurance to cover a roof because there was
Absolutely.
evidence of wind and hail damage
Yeah,
from
big
earlier
time.
this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you all had a great deductible rate,
Yes.
and I mean, it was a no-brainer. Get the new roof put on. So ultimately, with those buyers backing out, when already getting through the inspections and the repairs that we made, ultimately set us up for success on the second transaction because
Right.
I think we sold it again, if I remember correctly, in about 48 hours
Yeah,
the
or
second
less.
time,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
full price.
Yes.
And like I said, I think the first transaction that fell through really set us up for even greater success,
Yes.
even though we didn't know it at the time.
We didn't know it at the time.
we didn't
by
know
no
it
means.
at the time.
Oh,
But
no.
looking back on it, you know, we disclosed everything that had been fixed and what the remaining items were. There were just a couple items that we hadn't repaired from the summary, but
That's right.
the buyers are fine with that. They
Absolutely.
didn't. They
It's
didn't have
cosmetic and
yeah. So overall, you know, would you do it again?
By myself, no. With your help, absolutely. Absolutely.
You're gonna make me blush. You're gonna make me blush. So I guess, could you ever imagine doing something like that by yourself and going through all those hurdles and all those speed bumps?
No way. I feel that I'm well educated, but if you don't live in that world and live with the lingo and know all the back paperwork, there's no way.
And the
There's-
rights that you have as a seller versus, you know, like when the buyers are backing out, you know, just making sure that you as a seller know what your rights are.
100%.
You know.
And the laws change. There's no way an average person could try to do this on their own or want to. I would not want to because what took 30 days would have taken me probably a year to do something if I wanted to do it on my own, and probably not right.
So-
It cost me more money.
So thinking back on it, what were the positives? Were there any negatives?
Lot of positives. I mean, negatives would be only on the other end of the buyers and all that, going through all that. I would never want to do that again. But you live and learn through it. To have an agent like you, amazing. You brought all your knowledge, all your people, like, you know, you knew the roofers, you know, electricians, you know, those people that actually helped us out in the long run, because I think we got deals from it. So thank you. You also brought the photographer in. You know, it wasn't just somebody taking pictures with their phone that I've seen online that are blurry, and I thought my house looked good anyway, but it made my house look really, really good. Being
But
a
you guys did a
professional
great job. I mean, with that bathroom that you guys did, and it was clean, and all the stuff you guys did too. You really helped set yourself up for success there too. You know.
Yes, but it was just a good partnership.
Yeah,
Good
absolutely,
partnership with that.
absolutely.
And then again, just, you know, I would never want to do something like this on my own. I don't. I mean, Lee was good enough to give me like answers. That one night, I think it was up to 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're still answering my questions, and things that I would not have known. So we appreciate that too. Just kind of like holding our hands and guiding us through the whole thing. And again, what was 30 days felt a lot more stressful, but you took that stress level down immensely for us.
I really
So.
appreciate that. I'm probably really red right now, folks, because I'm being flattered.
And
right
I'm being
now.
truthfully honest.
But I think, I mean, I feel like that about answers anything that I would wanted to cover with the viewers out there as far as how the transaction went and stuff.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you coming out. It
No
was such
problem,
a
no
pleasure,
problem.
such a pleasure. I'd work with you guys any day. And
Thank you,
and-
thank you, and likewise. So we'll definitely be spreading the word.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So, guys, that's it for this episode. And hopefully you were able to learn a little bit about the values of an agent can bring to you and getting through those complicated transactions, but not scare you away, because we'll get through them. That's what we're here to help you get through. And until next time, I'll talk to you again soon. And remember, if you're needing to buy or sell, all my information's at the bottom of the screen. And y'all take care. Thanks.